The Mongol invasions of Afghanistan, devastation and the seeds of renewal. Afghanistan has long stood at the crossroads of empires, but few invasions left as deep and lasting a mark as those of the Mongols in the 13th century. Under the command of Genghis Khan, the Mongol Empire expanded rapidly from the steppes of Mongolia across Asia, bringing with it an unprecedented wave of conquest and destruction. When their armies swept into Afghanistan, they altered the region's political, cultural, and demographic landscape for centuries. Prelude, a clash of empires at the dawn of the 13th century. Afghanistan was under the rule of the Khwarazmian Empire, which spanned parts of present-day Iran, Central Asia, and Afghanistan. Initially, the Mongols sought peaceful relations. In 1218, Genghis Khan sent a trade caravan to Khwarazmian territory. But the governor of Otrar, suspicious of espionage, executed the traders. When Genghis sent envoys demanding justice, they were also killed. This betrayal ignited the wrath of the Mongol Empire. In 1219, Genghis Khan launched a full-scale invasion of Khwarazmia, beginning a brutal campaign that would include present-day Afghanistan. The Mongol invasion of Afghanistan from 1220 onward. The Mongol army began storming Afghan cities with overwhelming speed and force. Key cities including Balkh, Herat, Ghazni, and Nishapur were attacked, and many were razed to the ground. The Mongols employed scorched earth tactics, massacring civilians, destroying irrigation systems, and leveling fortresses to prevent rebellion and send a warning to other regions. Balkh, one of the oldest cities in the region, was almost completely destroyed. Herat, known for its scholars and artists, was besieged and devastated. Ghazni, once a major capital of the Ghaznavid Empire, was left in ruins. Resistance was fierce in some areas. Afghan and Persian defenders used mountain fortresses and guerrilla tactics to fight back. However, Mongol retaliation was swift and brutal, often involving the mass execution of entire populations. The human and cultural cost, the human cost of the Mongol invasions in Afghanistan was catastrophic. Historians estimate that millions across Central and South Asia may have died during the Mongol campaigns. In Afghanistan, entire cities were emptied or repopulated with Mongol allies. Agricultural infrastructure was destroyed, causing famine and displacement. The Qanat system's ancient underground irrigation channels were intentionally ruined, crippling the agrarian economy. Alongside the loss of life was the destruction of manuscripts, libraries, religious institutions, and cultural centers. The intellectual flowering of cities like Herat and Balkh was extinguished, at least temporarily. The aftermath: Mongol rule and the Timurid Renaissance. Despite the destruction, the Mongol conquest was not the end of Afghanistan's historical trajectory. It was a turning point. Over time, parts of Afghanistan were incorporated into the Ilkhanate, a Mongol successor state centered in Persia. By the late 14th century, a new empire rose from the ashes of Mongol destruction, the Timurid Empire, founded by Tamerlane Timur, a Turkic-Mongol warlord who claimed descent from Genghis Khan. Timur rebuilt cities like Herat into hubs of Islamic art, architecture, and learning. Under Timur and his successors, Afghanistan, especially Herat, experienced a cultural renaissance, becoming a center of Persian literature, miniature painting, and theological scholarship. Ironically, the Mongol legacy of destruction paved the way for a new golden age of revival. Lasting legacy: the Mongol invasions left a deep scar on Afghan memory. Stories of their brutality have been passed down for generations, reinforcing a cultural identity of resilience and defiance in the face of conquest. At the same time, the Mongol period reshaped Afghanistan's ethnic and political map, introducing Turkic, and Mongol elements into the region's demographic fabric. Afghanistan's experience with the Mongols reflects a recurring theme in its history: devastation followed by survival and renewal. Despite immense hardship, the region continued to evolve, rebuild, and produce cultural achievements that have shaped the Islamic world.